The lost treasure of the Flor de la Mar, the Portuguese gold ship vanished. Hey AdventureHidden fans. Have you ever dreamt of discovering a treasure so vast, so legendary, that it could change history? Forget pirate chess. Imagine an entire ship, laden with more gold, diamonds and rubies than you can possibly conceive, lost to the depths for over 500 years. If you're ready to plunge into the true story of the Flor de la Mar, a shipwreck holding billions in untold riches, hit that like button right now. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe to join our expeditions into history's most baffling enigmas and lost fortunes. Let's dive in. Intro. In the vast, turbulent expanse of the Indian Ocean, lies a secret whispered by the currents for over 5 centuries. It is the resting place of the Flor de la Mar, the flower of the sea, a majestic Portuguese carrack, once the pride of an empire, now the tomb of an unimaginable fortune. In 1512, after a triumphant conquest, this colossal ship was burdened with the entire plunder of Malacca, a city renowned for its wealth in gold, jewels and royal artifacts. But a ferocious storm, a cruel twist of fate, sent the Flor de la Mar to the seabed, taking with it arguably the single largest treasure ever lost at sea, a hoard estimated in the billions in modern currency. For 500 years, adventurers, treasure hunters and governments have sought its elusive resting place. This is not just a tale of gold and glory, it's the ultimate maritime mystery, a tantalizing whisper of untold riches, swallowed by the waves, guarding history's most coveted lost fortune. The legend of the Flor de la Mar begins with an empire reaching its zenith. If you're already captivated by the sheer scale of this lost treasure, make sure to subscribe to AdventureHidden. We're about to explore the epic age of Portuguese discovery and the riches that were amassed. Your support helps us bring these incredible lost stories to light. Chapter 1. The Golden Empire, Portugal's Age of Discovery. To understand the immense value of the Flor de la Mar's lost cargo, we must first set the stage, the formidable Portuguese Empire in the early 16th century. This was the Age of Discovery, a period when Portugal, a small nation on the Iberian Peninsula, rose to become a global maritime superpower. Driven by the ambition to find new trade routes to the east and fueled by the visionary leadership of figures like Prince Henry the Navigator, Portuguese caravels and carracks ventured into uncharted waters, establishing a vast commercial and colonial network that stretched from Brazil to Japan. The Portuguese crown was not merely interested in exploration, they sought to dominate the lucrative spice trade, bypass the Venetian and Ottoman monopolies and spread Christianity. Their strategy involved establishing a network of fortified trading posts and strategic naval bases along the coasts of Africa and Asia. These outposts, known as Vitórias, became the arteries of an immense wealth-generating machine. The Flor de la Mar itself was a symbol of this power. Launched in 1502, it was a massive carrack, one of the largest ships of its time, weighing approximately 400 tons and measuring over 30 meters, 100 feet, in length. Built for both cargo and warfare, it was armed with formidable cannons and had a deep draft, making it slow but incredibly powerful. It was the flagship of several important fleets, participating in crucial battles and voyages across the Indian Ocean. Its very name, Flower of the Sea, evoked its majestic presence and its pivotal role in Portugal's imperial ambitions. For nearly a decade, the Flor de la Mar served diligently, sailing the treacherous routes between Portugal, India, and Southeast Asia. It had endured numerous storms and even ran aground once, sustaining damage that was repaired, but perhaps not perfectly. This would prove to be a crucial detail in its eventual tragic fate. By 1511, it was an experienced yet aging veteran of the sea, about to embark on its final fateful voyage, carrying a treasure beyond human imagining from a city that epitomized the riches of the East. Chapter 2. The Riches of Malacca, a city of gold and spice. The destination that would ultimately lead to the Flor de la Mar's immense treasure was Malacca. Located on the Malay Peninsula, Malacca was not just a city, it was the jewel of Southeast Asian trade, one of the wealthiest and most strategically vital ports in the entire world in the early 16th century. It controlled the narrow Strait of Malacca, a choke point through which all maritime trade between India, China, and the Spice Islands had to pass. Merchants from across Asia, Arabs, Persians, Indians, Chinese, Javanese, converged here, exchanging spices, pepper, cloves, nutmeg, silks, porcelain, perfumes, gold, silver, and precious stones. For the Portuguese, controlling Malacca was the ultimate prize. It meant direct access to the source of the spice trade and a stranglehold over Eastern commerce. The task of capturing this legendary city fell to Afonso de Albuquerque, the audacious and brilliant governor of Portuguese India, often considered one of the greatest military commanders in naval history. In 1511, Albuquerque led a powerful fleet, including the Flor de la Mar, to conquer Malacca. After fierce resistance, the Portuguese forces, despite being heavily outnumbered, managed to capture the city in August 1511. The conquest was brutal, and the subsequent plunder of Malacca was unprecedented. The wealth accumulated by centuries of trade and royal treasuries was now in Portuguese hands. The spoils were immense. They included vast quantities of gold, both in coin and unworked form, incredible amounts of silver, an extraordinary collection of precious jewels, diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, and particularly rubies, for which the region was famous, royal artifacts, statues, and ornaments of immense artistic and material value, exotic spices, silks, and other valuable commodities. Albuquerque famously remarked that Malacca's wealth was so great that it was beyond estimation. Much of this plunder was earmarked for the Portuguese crown, a testament to the empire's new dominance in Asia. The decision was made to load the most valuable portion of this treasure onto the Flor de la Mar for its return voyage to Goa, Portugal's administrative center in India, before being shipped onwards to Lisbon. This decision, driven by the desire to secure the most valuable cargo on a seemingly robust flagship, would prove to be tragically fateful. Chapter 3: The Ill-Fated Voyage. A storm gathers. After the triumph in Malacca, the Portuguese fleet prepared for its return journey to Goa. Afonso de Albuquerque, perhaps eager to showcase the immense wealth he had acquired for the crown, personally insisted that the richest spoils be loaded onto his flagship, the Flor de la Marche. However, this decision was fraught with peril. Despite its formidable size and history, the Flor de la Mar was not in optimal condition. It was a decade old, a considerable age for a ship of that era, and it had sustained damage in previous incidents. Just a few years earlier, in 1506, it had run aground on a sandbank in the Tagus River near Lisbon, requiring extensive repairs. While these repairs were carried out, it's possible that the ship's structural integrity had been compromised, leaving it vulnerable to the stresses of heavy seas and excessive weight. Loading the entirety of the Malacca treasure onto the Flor de la Mar was a gamble. The ship was already deep in the water with its usual cargo and supplies. Adding thousands of tons of gold, jewels, and precious artifacts would have pushed it to its absolute limits, making it dangerously overloaded. Portuguese records suggest the cargo included the entire treasury of the Sultan of Malacca, reportedly in the form of solid gold bars and coinage. 2 golden lions, which formed part of the royal throne, adorned with sapphires and rubies. Other gold and silver statues, plates, and artifacts. Numerous chests filled with loose diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and other gemstones. Valuable porcelain, silks, and other trade goods. The estimated value of this treasure, even in 1512, was colossal. In today's terms, expert estimates range from $2 billion to $9 billion, making it potentially the most valuable single shipwreck ever. The fleet departed from Malacca in January 1512. As they navigated the treacherous waters of the Strait of Malacca, they encountered a sudden violent squall, a common and feared occurrence in these tropical seas. The storm, described as a terrible tempest, lashed the ships with furious winds and towering waves. The Flor de la Mar, already groaning under its immense weight and possibly weakened by past damage, was particularly vulnerable. The stage was set for one of history's most tragic and costly maritime disasters. Mid-video seat. Narrator, urgent and dramatic tone. Imagine being on that ship, listening to the timbers groan, knowing what priceless cargo lay in the hold as the storm raged. Do you think the overloaded ship stood a chance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're as gripped by this legend of lost billions as we are, please take a moment to like this video and share it with fellow treasure hunters and history buffs. Your engagement helps us dive deeper into these incredible mysteries. Chapter 4: The Fury of the Sea, the Catastrophic Sinking. The terrible tempest that struck Afonso de Albuquerque's fleet off the northeast coast of Sumatra, near the kingdom of Aru, specifically at the shoal of Persel or Persless Bank, off the coast of Ake, was relentless. The winds howled and the waves rose like mountains. For the overloaded and possibly weakened Flor de la Mar, it was a death knell. The ship, already strained, began to take on water rapidly. Its timbers groaned, and it seems likely burst under the immense pressure of the waves and its top-heavy cargo. The crew fought valiantly, attempting to pump out the rising water and secure the cargo, but it was a losing battle. The weight of the treasure, designed to bring glory, was now dragging the ship down. Accounts suggest that the Flor de la Mar struck a shoal or reef in the stormy darkness. The impact, combined with the relentless pounding of the waves, caused the ship to break apart. In the chaotic, terrifying moments of the shipwreck, many lives were lost. However, Afonso de Albuquerque, the fleet commander, miraculously managed to survive. He was reportedly rescued from the sinking ship, clinging to a makeshift raft or a piece of wreckage, barely escaping with his life. He lost the entire treasure, his grandest prize, and many of his men. The Flor de la Mar sank quickly, swallowed by the dark, churning waters. It went down with its entire, immense cargo, becoming instantly one of the richest shipwrecks in history. The exact location of the sinking is crucial and highly debated, but historical accounts place it somewhere near the modern-day Indonesian coast of Sumatra, likely in the Strait of Malacca or the Andaman Sea approach. The loss was catastrophic for Portugal, not just in terms of wealth but also in prestige. The news of the Flor de la Mar's sinking and the loss of the Malacca treasure sent shockwaves through the Portuguese court. It was a humbling blow to an empire that had seemed invincible. The vast riches of Malacca, meant to solidify Portugal's dominance, now lay scattered and entombed on the seabed, waiting for centuries to be rediscovered. The challenge, however, would prove to be monumental, perhaps even impossible. Chapter 5. The Deep Secret, What Lies Beneath. For over 500 years, the Flor de la Mar has been a ghost ship, haunting the dreams of treasure hunters and the annals of maritime history. The precise nature of its lost cargo is what truly makes it mind-blowing. It wasn't just gold coins, it was a king's ransom of raw wealth and priceless artifacts. Based on historical records, the treasure is believed to include gold bars and ingots. The bulk of the Sultan of Malacca's treasury would have been in this form, making up a significant portion of the ship's colossal weight. Gold and silver coinage, various currencies from across Asia, representing centuries of trade. Diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires. These would have been both unset gemstones and set in elaborate jewelry. Rubies, especially from Southeast Asia, were highly prized. Gold and silver statues, including the 2 golden lions from the Sultan's throne, which would be priceless artifacts today. Precious royal regalia and ornaments, unique cultural and historical artifacts. Valuable porcelain and silks, from China and other Asian trading centers. The estimated value of this treasure today, if found intact, varies wildly due to the fluctuating prices of precious metals and the immeasurable value of unique historical artifacts. However, conservative estimates often start at $2 billion and climb as high as $9 billion or more. This puts it in a league of its own, dwarfing almost every other known shipwreck treasure. For comparison, the Nuestra Señora de Atacha, one of the most famous treasure wrecks, yielded hundreds of millions, a fraction of the Flor de la Mar's potential. The deepest secret, however, is not just what is down there but where it is. The exact location of the Flor de la Mar has remained elusive for centuries. The storm was violent, and the ship broke apart, potentially scattering its cargo over a wide area. The seafloor off Sumatra is complex, characterized by strong currents, shifting sands, and volcanic activity, making search efforts incredibly challenging. The depth is also unknown, but it's likely to be in waters that were considered deep for salvage operations even decades ago. The hostile environment and the vastness of the search area have so far kept the Flor de la Mar's billions safely hidden from human grasp. Chapter 6. The Quest for Billions, Challenges and Controversies. The legend of the Flor de la Mar's immense treasure has attracted countless adventurers, treasure hunters, and even national governments over the centuries. But despite its tantalizing promise, the ship has never been definitively located, let alone salvaged. The quest for billions has been fraught with challenges and controversies. Challenges of recovery. Unknown location. The biggest hurdle remains the precise location. Historical records are vague, and the chaotic nature of the shipwreck means debris could be scattered. Dynamic environment. The waters off Sumatra are highly active, with strong currents, frequent storms, and seismic activity. The seafloor is constantly shifting, burying and uncovering wrecks over time. Depth and technology. While modern deep-sea technology has advanced significantly, ROVs, AUVs, submersibles, searching a vast, unknown area at potentially significant depths is still incredibly costly and time-consuming. Decomposition. While gold and precious stones are imperishable, the ship's timbers and organic materials would have long since decayed, leaving behind only the most durable parts of the cargo and the wreck outline. Controversies and ownership disputes. Even if the Flor de la Mar were found, the question of ownership would immediately ignite a fierce international dispute. Portugal, as the ship of origin and the original owner of the treasure, Portugal has a strong claim. Indonesia, as the sovereign nation in whose territorial waters the wreck likely lies, Indonesia would assert ownership under international maritime law. Malaysia. Some historical claims suggest portions of the treasure may have originated from regions now part of Malaysia, leading to potential claims. Professional salvors. Any company or individual that successfully locates and recovers the treasure would likely demand a significant percentage as salvage rights. These disputes are not hypothetical. In the 1980s, an American salvager named Robert Marks claimed to have found the wreck and initiated legal proceedings, which were met with strong opposition from both Portugal and Indonesia. The legal battles became as complex and challenging as the physical search, highlighting the ethical dilemmas and political sensitivities surrounding the recovery of cultural heritage versus commercial gain. To date, no salvager has presented conclusive proof of finding the main wreck with its vast treasure. The Flor de la Mar continues to be the holy grail of shipwreck treasure hunting. Its elusive nature, combined with the promise of unprecedented wealth and the complex legal quagmire, ensures that its legend will endure until or unless its billions are finally brought to light. Chapter 7. An enduring enigma, history's most coveted treasure. For over 5 centuries, the Flor de la Mar has guarded its colossal secret beneath the waves, a silent testament to the vast wealth of the age of discovery and the sudden, unforgiving power of the sea. Its enduring enigma is woven from several threads. The scale of wealth. No other known shipwreck holds the promise of such immense, concentrated wealth. This tantalizing allure makes it an eternal object of fascination. The unproven location. Despite modern technology, the vastness and complexity of the ocean, combined with vague historical records, have kept its resting place a mystery. It truly is hidden. The historical significance. This isn't just about gold, it's a vital piece of Portuguese imperial history, a direct link to a pivotal moment of global trade and conquest. Its recovery would offer unparalleled insights into the early 16th century. The human obsession. The lure of the Flor de la Mar has driven countless individuals to risk their lives and fortunes, embodying the eternal human quest for lost riches and adventure. The ethical debates surrounding cultural heritage versus salvage rights only add to its complex story. The elusive nature. The fact that it has remained unrecovered for so long, defying repeated attempts, only strengthens its mythical status. It's the ultimate white whale for maritime archaeologists and treasure hunters. The Flor de la Mar is more than just a shipwreck, it's a legend. It represents the pinnacle of ancient wealth lost to a sudden catastrophe, a stark reminder of humanity's ambitious reach and the ocean's indomitable power. Whether it will ever be found, and what its discovery would mean for international law and historical understanding, remains one of the greatest unanswered questions in the world of lost treasures. Until then, the flower of the sea sleeps beneath the waves, guarding its billions, forever whispering tales of a golden empire and a vanished fortune. Otro. From the majestic harbors of Portugal to the strategic shores of Malacca, the Flor de la Mar sailed into history as a symbol of empire and power. But its final voyage ended in tragedy, consigning an unimaginable fortune to the deep. For over 500 years, the billions in gold, jewels and artifacts of the Flor de la Mar have remained tantalizingly out of reach, guarded by shifting sands and the vast, unyielding ocean. It is a testament to history's enduring secrets and the immense challenges of recovering what the sea has claimed. Will its glittering treasure ever be brought to light, reshaping our understanding of ancient wealth and challenging international law? Or will the Flor de la Mar continue its eternal slumber, history's greatest lost fortune, forever protected by the depths? The quest continues. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into one of the world's most captivating lost treasures. If the legend of the Flor de la Mar captivated your imagination, please like this video and share it with fellow explorers of lost wonders. And for more thrilling journeys into hidden riches, ancient mysteries and unsolved enigmas, don't forget to subscribe to Adventure Hidden. Until our next adventure, stay curious and keep searching for the truth.